Howdy folks, welcome to my first live stream since Sunday. I don't have my wind protecting microphone plugged in just yet, so hopefully everything looks and sounds okay. There I am. I just finished recording a walk through the Corso Italia and Regal Heights neighborhood. That should be up on the channel either tomorrow or Friday, but good evening. Thanks for tuning in. It's Wednesday, March 18th. 6:24 p.m. is the time. The temperature is -1 degree Celsius. I see some people in the chat already. Alicia, Mr. Digital Man, Chantel, Transit Mobile Scooter, X Generous, sorry if I read that wrong, or X Glorious, Lisa DeYoung, Harjot, Brett Mallon, Mr. Adam's Apple, Jeanette, Marge, and everyone else. Thank you for tuning in. That would be St. Clair. Yes, I'm at St. Clair in Lansdowne. I've got with me my tiny new battery bank. Look at that. That thing will give my phone or gimbal juice if I need it. And I've got a super lightweight USB-C cable. Hopefully that won't get put to the test. El Palomar Bakery, ice cream, desserts, coffee, empanadas. There's a strong Latin American population in this neighborhood. Is that a soccer ball on the street? I'm sure there's no cars here. We'll just there we go. We found it a better home. Look at this, a toilet restaurant. Oh, there's people in there. I went to one of the original ones. That is the Poop-alicious Cafe. I went to one of the original ones in Taipei a long, long time ago. Little did I possibly know they would ever be coming to Canada. All right, so I'm gonna go south, I think. Lansdowne or Dufferin? Dufferin has a little more to see on it. Should we head over to Dufferin? Or should I head down Lansdowne? I decided not to go live yesterday. It was St. Paddy's Day. It was kind of a miserable day. I just made that video down Warden Avenue. Lisa says, ugh. There's a very U-turn happy intersection. And of course, since I'm always a tinkerer, last stream was brought to you by Freedom and Fido. This stream, we are using Freedom and Kudo. So we're testing out the Kudo 5G network. We're on 5G Plus right now. That's a sub-brand of TELUS. But this should be in glorious 4K 60 right now. Got to get through the Dufferin succotash. All right, Sylvester. How much cheaper is it than Rogers? This Kudo plan I'm trialing is $27 for 80 gigs. My Freedom one is $250. Rogers called me earlier today. They're offering me 100 gigs for $30 now. It's like, why didn't you offer that when I was your customer? One is $250. I remember going to one of these places and getting a key made on a live stream I did a few years ago. Greetings, Toronto Moose. We're not too far from Dufferin. I see we got some precipitation coming down. Thank you to all well over 200 of you. Friendly reminder to like, subscribe, hit the bell. I usually go live 3-4 times a week, usually every other day. But I thought I would buck the trend this week. But I guess Ken thought the same thing. Christo says never accept the first offer. There's one, 25 gigs for $29. Boo. You can do much better than that. And that is on a deprioritized network. St. Clair West is your favorite street in Toronto, says Euro Nation. Well, this area is Corso Italia. It kind of surpassed Little Italy. as Toronto's primary Italian enclave. But over the past maybe 3 decades, a lot of the Italian Canadian community has been migrating north. Hey, there's the place I went to. I remember seeing that sign because I had to get a few keys made. I think the keys worked. FBI pizza. Johnny, will you ever walk in American cities? I was in Vegas in December. That was a commitment I already made. I don't know, maybe we'll wait. I don't know, 3 years or so before I revisit that idea. There's not a lot of people in this area tonight. Well, I wouldn't know what's normal for it. I'm only here a few times a year, usually live streaming. Amara, Indian Culinary Excellence. It looks like a nice restaurant right next to a place called Fat Bastard Burrito. Lisa walked around here on the weekend. Yeah, it's a nice string of neighborhoods. You've got Corso Italia, then Regal Heights, then Hillcrest Village. That pretty much takes you over to Bathurst Station. So, all right, I'll make a right at Dufferin here. You'll hear a lot of Portuguese and Spanish in this area, and with the World Cup coming up, it's going to be a very popular neighborhood. With all the Italian Canadians, Portuguese Canadians. There's a lot of people from Colombia, Brazil, Argentina, and Mexico in this neighborhood. In case you ever wondered how you might look without a torso. Yeah, I was doing a video of Regal Heights and I came across an amazing skyline view. Now we go south down Dufferin. Chowdhury sent a milestone message. Oh, there we go. Johnny and Ken, for your upcoming trip to Vancouver, your mission is to find and book a luxury hotel with a high-star rating and expensive room. Chowdhury. Well, if you transfer me all the Marriott Bonvoy points, that'll cost. I'm happy to oblige. Thank you, Chowdhury, and thank you for all of your many months of support. Yeah, there's going to be some neat vantage points here because between here and Davenport, it really slopes downwards down to the old shoreline of Lake Iroquois. Evening, Zach Thong. Go to the Brick and haggle for a couch. It's funny you say that. When I first moved back to this area, when I got my own apartment, I went to that Brick and I bought a couch. And a few years later, I sold that couch. But we're going to be near Geary Avenue by the time I get down there. Evening Pine Sol. Thank you, Stephen. I don't know about the rest of that, but glad you enjoyed yourself. Ooh, I see a whole bunch of flashing emergency vehicle lights way up ahead. This stupid iPhone has a battery health of 80%. So I'm either going to have to replace the battery or look into upgrading it. And that's one of the reasons my battery has been dying so fast lately. And it's only at 400 cycles, which is not a lot, but live streaming really abuses the heck out of this thing. Hey, you can see those emergency vehicle lights. Something is afoot. Hello from South Korea at the moment. Annyeonghaseyo. Jonathan Imida. 잘생겼어. Imida. Oops, I forget how to say I'm just kidding. Nongdemia, is that it? My Korean is terrible these days. Peterborough Avenue. But I got to take advantage of Line 5 today. It was quite nice. I needed to get to St. Clair West Station. And rather than take Line 1 down to the very hokey 512 St. Clair streetcar, I took Line 5 over to Eglinton West, now known as Cedarvale, and then just one stop south. Replace it with an off-brand battery. Use it till it's no more. Regal Road Public School. You can get a really nice view of the skyline from that corner up there. I think that's the hill I climbed. Your speaking Korean is amazing. Gomawayo. It used to be somewhat not terrible a long time ago, but these days it's pretty terrible. How many 5G modems am I using? Kudo is on 5G right now, and Freedom is on 5G Plus. I have Fido, which is now using Rogers 5G, but it doesn't use the Plus network. So I'm finding it not as good as Kudo. That bus on the left is a 929. That's an express bus. And we've hit Davenport Road. And those emergency vehicle lights are still in the same spot. there's 2-for-1 pizza. Every time we had a school pizza lunch, without fail, they ordered from 2-for-1. Remember those days? You'd get a permission slip signed by your parents and like a $5 bill, and you'd put it in a Ziploc bag and give it to your teacher. That would grant you access to 2 slices of pizza, and for some reason in school, a can of pop. One pizza every time we had a school pizza lunch. Yeah, baseball season is almost here. Venezuela, that was exciting. Baseball champions, congrats. And it was nice to see a team that wasn't just a bunch of American-born players. No offense, Israel and Italy, but that's what your teams are. Actually win it all. No, Ford, that's not it. My live streaming phones really get abused. They sit there all day doing nothing, then 3 or 4 times a week, I just put them through a torture test, especially in really cold or hot weather. Greetings, Megan. Terry says Venezuela played great. Yeah, Bryce Harper was the only one from the Americans who showed up. The big dumper didn't get a hit. All WBC. Rush hour at a restaurant. I can't see if those emergency lights are still going off. Like your videos, thank you. Do like this video, subscribe, leave a comment, yada yada. This is Brandon Avenue. I still see those flashing lights, so we're going to see, it's got to be an accident or possibly last minute unplanned construction, like utility truck or something like that. But it looks like a big 18-wheeler from here. Let's get a little closer. Am I coming to hang out in Brampton? Well, there's a reason why we're not seeing any northbound traffic. Did that truck hit the overpass? I'm wondering if that's what happened. Did it dump its load? Here's that brick. Stream looks forks. There's where I got me a couch. And there's Geary Avenue. sometimes billed as Toronto's next to Ossington. I'm gonna go to the other side of the street, just get a closer look. There's an excellent brewery straight ahead, Blood Brothers Brewing. There's a surprising amount of restaurants and bars and that sort of thing on what looks like a very commercial and industrial street. Oh, it looks like the load on this truck. What I think happened was the load on this truck hit the overpass.
Yeah, I know what you mean. That is a list, which is probably based on
Viking Tower Crane Services. Ironically, Viking Tower Crane Services need the help of a crane to get out of this mess. I think that officer is discussing potential charges. Yeah, they have the clearance written there, clear as day. The driver was probably confused about the max height because of our weird measurements. Well, somebody would have rented an expensive crane and they're not going to be able to use it anytime soon. That totally hit the overpass. That every day. You could have destroyed the overpass. Yeah, and that is one with an active train line on it. Look at that Flatiron style building. This is Dufferin and DuPont. Galleria on the right. There's still a little bit of a shopping center left, not much. There used to be a McDonald's there. Is it a whooping crane? It says Howard. Wild stuff, but there's not much more to see than what we just saw. If this wind keeps up, I'll switch the audio over. There's the Wallace Emerson Community Center. You enjoyed the new development, although the McDonald's is no more. It looks pretty neat. I'm not a fan. Oh well, that's going to be an insurance claim on that trucking company. Must have made a loud bang too. I'm sure it did. There's the southbound Dufferin. All the northbounds are obviously going to be diverted around that little mishap. Oopsie doopsie. Please switch the audio. Your ears hurt. The wind seems a little calmer now. B&B Mini Mart. Hallam Street. Snacking on chocolate pudding with strawberry. Hey, Vivian's here. Greetings, Vivian, Marge, or Medana. We'll collect those late fees. Thank you for dropping in. What route are you taking today? Well, you can see most of it. We started up at Earls Court Park in Corso Italia. I walked over to Dufferin, and we've been going south down Dufferin. Seem to be on a collision course for Bloor Street. San Antonio Coin Laundromat. I know nothing of this walking man dude character. Cross only at crossover. Those towers you see are right on the southwest corner of Dufferin and Bloor. Watch me walk. Does that contribute to your step count? Only if you're on a treadmill. Am I going north or south? We're going south down the east side of Dufferin Street. Well, if I tell you I'm going south, you should be able to figure out that I'm on the east side, but Female Crusader did 6,000 steps downtown as the subway was down from Keeper to St. George. I think that first one was a typo. Unless it's a station I'm not aware of. All right, Christos, take care. Doreen, hello over in Ottawa. PC and laptop repair at Simon Computer over there. If you lived in one of these homes, you'd invite me in for a beverage. I don't know if I'd go into a viewer's home, but I appreciate the thought. And he was never seen from again. There's a laundromat. Dufferin Mall live stream. I don't think we're going to get that far unless I decide to go down to college, but probably going to want to stay close to the subway line. Oh, that wind is picking up again, sorry. I thought I could get away with it. Shanley Street. At least the last potential interaction would be live streamed. All right, if the wind is kicking up when I get to Bloor Street, I'll annoyingly plug in the mic. That'll kill that. Welcome, ZMPF. Do I have tips and tricks on how to save money on hotels when traveling? What did I apply when I did my last Asian tour regarding accommodations? I do a deep dive and I spend a lot of time researching it. You typically do not get a great value spending your points on hotels. But usually what I do is I start lining up where I want to go when I want to go there. And I book some like initial placeholder hotels with free cancellation, ones that do not take payment up front. And then I just kind of go hog wild from there and I keep looking. The hotel I got, the Skyview in Bangkok, we ended up getting it for 5 nights for $1,300, but initially that same room was like $1,850. Just one day on Agoda. I had it booked on booking.com. Then one day on Agoda it popped up for way, way cheaper, so I locked it in. Am I an Aeroplan collector? I'm an Annex points collector, which convert 1-to-1 to Aeroplan. Currently working on a 90,000 point sign-up bonus on a new card. Oh, there's new residential building, Marlow by Fitzrovia, boutique rentals. That's just another way of saying above market rent. There's an old Bell telephone building. Hey, someone just mentioned that. The Skyview Hotel looked pretty mid. I've stayed nicer places. Yeah, it was really the location and the facilities. The room itself, I don't know. I don't quite think it lived up to the 5-star billing everyone gave it. that bus is going to get diverted. There's no way they've cleared up what's going on up there. Pittman loves those sign-up bonuses. I'm finishing off my Cobalt and working on the Annex Gold over the next few months. I should be able to handle both. We've made it to Bloor Street. That's a look west, but we're going to be going east. Alright, I'm going to plug some stuff in. Take a little brief hiatus. Wireless mic. Okay, I've hooked that up. Now I just need to plug in the battery bank. And we are good to start moving again. There we go. Let me just throw my glove back on. Got my absolutely miniature battery bank here. That sounds much better. Some people don't like the sound as much. I guess when it's killing the wind though, it's much better. And I've got the phone plugged in. Stand. There's a nice library on the right. Is Jeanette there? The Gladstone. Figured out how to spend money at Shoppers and get 45% back in points for future purchases. You go to the ones with the mini Loblaws inside. Female Crusader, thank you, Marge. This software doesn't give me the best membership notifications, but thank you, Female Crusader, for upgrading your membership to silver tier. Thank you very much. Cheers to you. All right, Jeanette, there'll be a little more library for you. How was my day today? It was good. Never in your life have you tried Taco Bell? No, you don't get out much? Well, I said it that way, but Taco Bell can be good. I mean, it literally comes out of the gun. It's kind of gross when you watch them make it. What am I going to have for dinner? I don't know. It might be a pizza night. I had Chipotle last night. How nice is this? It's after 7 and it's not completely dark out. You've never had Taco Bell or a burger at Burger King. Is that your way of saying you've had something that wasn't a burger from Burger King? There is a Taco Bell near me, but it's in the Young Eglinton Center, and it'll be closed. Very cautious Tesla driver. It's pretty rare to see that. Well, I have yet to try Gus Tacos.
Yeah, I'm in front of the store.
McDonald's and Wing Machine is better. Oh, maybe I could have Harvey's tonight. I haven't had Harvey's in a while. Could order that combo on the subway on my way home. But I want to go to the supermarket. I got to get milk. Oh, first world problems. Lisa says Gus is okay, hit or miss. As I walk underneath the Paradise Theater. Your Nation gonna get some Harveys too. Yeah, I guess I could go to Harvey's and just pop into the metro, go in and out, grab my milk and bananas. That's all I need. There's the famous Janky's place at the New York Business Club. We still went to Earl's for lunch. There's a BOGO on A&W from Uber Eats calling your name. I don't know, I can't do delivery service. I mean, I used to do it a whole lot, but it is just such a colossal sinkhole of money versus just pulling up an app, getting a coupon, and going and getting it yourself. There's the Nazareth bar, Ethiopian dining.
This is a drugstore, medicines, shampoo, cream, any sort of pharmacy.
I am guessing it's an American dude with that girl because she is describing what a Shoppers Drug Mart is. If you're Canadian, you absolutely know what that is. Heinzel says A&W coupons haven't been the greatest through the app. Not lately. I check them every once in a while. But Harvey's has just had that $8.99 combo on forever. $9.99 if you want it to be an Angus burger. Upgrade your fries to a salad for $1 and change. There's Long and McQuaid, one of the only long-standing music stores left. With Steve's on Queen West closing. Cafe. You'll have yourself an Amsterdam-style experience. Home Life, Zimmerman Real Estate. BBQ at Bloor. So this is Ossington Avenue coming up. You remember partying with some Americans once in the Falls explaining what the beer store was? We might all be talking about, hey, do you remember the beer store? Those things are disappearing like crazy. And we're at Ossington and Bloor. Just pulling something up here. There we go. Wait, Bay Bloor Radio closed down too, no? I think it's still open. Hey, Marge, for the supper fund, $5. Supper, dinner, whatever your preferred vocabulary is. Thank you, Marge, for the $5. I appreciate it. I think that's the first super of the live stream, and we are almost an hour into it. Holy cow. Thank you, Marge. Much appreciated. As we look at McDonald's, big bucket of 11 secret herbs and spices. Colonel Sanders is good if it's been a while. I'm more of a Chipotle guy.
You fucking the one who got it.
All right, we got a live wire up ahead. I'm going to keep my phone pointed away from him.
I got on the phone. You had Michael on the fucking phone, bro.
All right. Let's hope the rest of his night goes better. I resemble a guy that streams from Russia.
So yeah, and I hope
What's for dinner today? Possibly Harvey's, I don't know. Tell him to settle down.
I still call it the Sky Dome.
If you don't, you're not from Toronto, right?
Yeah, fair enough.
Cheers. He just said, I still call it Sky Dome. And I said, if you don't, you're not from Toronto. Which is pretty true. Anyone been to Craft Burgers? Where is that? Sounds like a pretty generic name. As I cross Shaw Street, yeah, that famous mural, Canada Gold. We buy and sell gold and silver.
We have comedy show inside stand up view. Are you interested?
Live streaming, sorry.
Oh, no.
Thank you though.
Hey stream, what's up chat?
Cheers. What's your place called?
It's Backroom Comedy Club. So we have shows from Wednesdays through Sundays
All
at
right.
8 p.m. and 10.
It's free, just buy a few drinks and have a good time.
Yeah, it's like a speakeasy.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, 600 people just found out. Thank you.
Hell yeah.
Cheers.
Come on, chat.
Is there 600 people watching? I don't know. But there you go. Oh, 500. So I fibbed. Friendly guys just promoting their business. The price was right. Go see a local comic. Have a drink or two. I might reference that. I like doing that sort of thing. Yeah, we'll let this Kia that is wandering into the middle of the street for some reason go, but other cars came along. And we've made it to Christie Pitts Park. So from Earls Court Park to Christie Pitts Park can be done in under an hour. Oh, sorry, you meant the Works. Yeah, the Works is okay. I've been to the one at Wellington and Church. Jillian Scott, a little help for food. Thanks for covering this hood. Jillian Scott, thank you so much. Well, between you and Marge, that should be my dinner covered. Thank you very much, Jillian. Well, we're in familiar territory now, but where I started the stream was a place I hadn't been to in a while. Toronto Maple Leafs baseball team of the Inter-County League. I wonder if that female Japanese pitcher is back this year. Finds this as Epic National Area. Yeah, Liam's been known to lurk around these parts. I think he lives just south of here. A transit mobile scooter, Darren. Thank you so much for the super chat, Darren. Hope all is well, and your roommate. Good to see you in the chat. This is Gray Street, so we've made it to Koreatown. 안녕하세요. Speaking of burgers, there is Simple Burger. You are YouTube featured. I don't know what that means, but it's not really helping with the views. I appreciate all of you. Thank you. Do like, subscribe, hit the bell, yada yada yada. There's Simple Burger and Lam. That banh mi place is quite good across the street. Hello.
Hey, man.
Hey, how's it going?
Dude, I love what you do.
Awesome.
Me and my friends watch you all the time.
Cool. Your name?
George.
George. Well, nice to meet you. Yeah.
Can I shout out my friends? Yo,
Do whatever you want.
Shout out G-Spot. Shout out Evan, James, Liam, Bowie, Riley, Dylan, Isaac. If I'm missing anybody, I'm sorry. Peace out.
All right. If you want to find this a little over an hour into tonight's stream, you'll find it.
Nice.
All right. Cheers.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Shout out to all of those folks from that friendly dude. He said his name was George, right? I have the memory of a goldfish. Okay, we went from one toilet-themed restaurant to another. Is it still here? It was just up here on the left, right? I don't know if the one in Koreatown closed down or not. I would not be surprised if it did. Yummy Korean restaurant. Yeah, I think it's gone. Rest in peace, Clinton's, now Zui Beer Bar. Rocking that steampunk or cyberpunk, whatever you want to call it, Chinese kind of vibe. Collided amid Yorkville. I can't even read that from here. We love kamjatang. There's lots of good pork bone soup. That used to be an adult theater. Well, before that it was a normal theater, and now it's a rock climbing gym. I've eaten at that Kinton Ramen many a time. What a shawarma. D Boutique is here. Good evening. The Bloor Fruit Market. If you want some good barbecue, this place, Dallenday, is quite excellent. You get some walnut cakes right after. Your nation says they need to bring them back. Well, if it was a viable business, I'm sure they would still be all over the place. But, you know, the whole who the hell is going to pay to go see that these days? Jeanette bruised her knee climbing a rock wall last weekend. You think that was the last time you do that? Hey, great way to work on that grip strength. Whenever you watch one of those shows like Physical 100, I always think it's the rock climbing types that are like the favorite. Hey, Mapo Gamjatang. Chuncheon rice hot dog. That used to be a place called Umji Bunchik. That was excellent. Grip strength, that's what the adult theater is for. Yeah, the Owl of Minerva up in Willowdale. One second. Uno momento. Something keeps blowing up my phone. Gertich says, "What's for dinner?" I don't know. Well, that's curious. Yeah, there's another Owl Minerva down this way. Oh, thank you, Leo Chung. There's the kimchi house. There's another kimchi house down on Dundas West. This one isn't open tonight. That's weird. Why wouldn't they be open? It's not even that late. If I could be transported back to any decade in Toronto, is it to live or to visit? Favorite brand of walking shoes? Vivo or Zero with an X. ZM PF a drink for my supper. So I gotta buy a drink and pour it on my dinner. All right, I will do that. Thank you so much for the $2. Cheers to you. And tonight's shoes are the Ultra Lone Peaks. I've got 3 pairs of Ultras. A-L-T-R-A. A. I haven't tried this pizzeria. So we went from Simple Burger at Grace and Bloor to Fancy Burger, and the Fancy Burger. All right, happy birthday to Goldie in advance. Hope you have a good one. There's Big Way Hot Pot. And there was just a not at all crazy person yelling at the window at Dollarama. I might as well point the camera away from them. Hot Dog Cinema. Oh, there's going to be a Thai show here. That place is awesome. That's an all-you-can-eat Japanese barbecue. They've got a location down in Baldwin Village. There's Lee's Palace. So we are in the Annex. Heron Run. Sushi on Bloor. Oh, this place is new. Grand opening. Hongdae Banjam. Makes me want to try it from flower to soul. Hongdae is where there's a big university. It's also a big party district. Good old Victory. Not what it used to be, but solid pizza and drinks to be had there. Evening, DJ Belmont. There's the warehouse. All food at $6.95, 3 to 5 p.m., Tuesday to Sunday. Deal meal sandwich, jerk chicken and a can for $8.65. Not bad. There's where the Brunny once stood. I guess the building is still there, but the Brunny is long gone. Lisa says they call it a pub. Yeah, I think the pub is just a carryover from their old location when it actually was a pub. B&V books. Yes, let's just block the crossing like that. Excellent driving. Yeah, I'm a fan of Scotty Bonds. I had that once right at the end of a live stream. It's one of those weird weekday afternoon streams. I remember walking through this area. I think they had a deal. Kenzo Japanese Noodle House. That place is busy. I got sucked into going to Scotty Bonds, and it was quite excellent. Hey, Flick Hunter's here. Greetings, Mr. Flick Hunter.
Kalabalık yok şu an.
Walking skills, spatial awareness, or yeah, spatial awareness people. I was saying it right.
For me,
We are nearing Spadina. Not too far from where I streamed the St. Patty's Parade on Sunday. There's another Korean restaurant over there. Did I ever make a video on Honest Ed's? No. It was not open when I was doing these. Alright, this is Spadina. Greetings, WGP1. Spadina Station just north of here, but we have not been streaming long enough to pull the plug. Greg Hyber says, anyone got a thesaurus you could borrow? Your phone is a thesaurus. Still in the Annex, just going through what you could call the U of T part of it. Catholic Hunter. I did not know that. I'm guessing that's an indoor year-round swimming pool as well. Someone posted a pretty awesome picture on the Toronto subreddit of our very expansive skyline with a super tall on either end, and there's the one straight ahead in the middle of the shot on the north end of downtown, one Bloor West. Greetings, Doris. This is Huron Street. Almost near the starting point of where the parade was. He says, I think I know the guy you're talking about, Lisa.
Have you been to Toronto much before?
Those apartments have a rather interesting history. I remember that when this was just a regular Fox in the Fiddle. Now it's kind of a fancier one, the Fortunate Fox. Oh, I used to live on Madison Avenue. There's the Batashu Museum. Free on your birthday. Also often during doors open. Keep an eye out for it. As we get to St. George Street. Station entrance is just to my left, but there's another one up ahead at Bedford. Yeah, we're nearing Yorkville. Once a hippie playground, and then they built that dang subway, and property values went up. It's Varsity Stadium across the street. Ooh, turn your light on, dude. you're going to end up a human pancake. And it'll be hard to sympathize for you. Or with you, however you say it. They can't see you. How can they avoid you? There's the ROM. So we've covered a pretty decent distance tonight. I got off the subway at Bathurst and I walked all the way to Earls Court Park. And then I started this live stream. We walked over to Dufferin from there, then all the way down to Bloor. Now we're almost in Yorkville. Lisa says should be nicer tomorrow. I don't know, math doctors. Possibly Harvey's, possibly ordering a pizza. Last night it was Chipotle. There's a McDonald's. I could just end the stream and go have that. Pico. He wasn't talking to me. I just assume everyone is. Well, last time through this way, I cut through Yorkville Village, so we'll just stick to Bloor. Gertej says, let me guess, it's from Domino's. I don't know, Gertej. So look south. I am digging this mini battery bank I picked up. It is pint-sized. It's keeping us powered up. It's been ages since you last night at Soto Soto. How do you say that? Soto Soto or Soto Soto? S-O-T-T-O, but it's Italian. Spontini's burnt down. Didn't that one too? And there was a very suspicious fire at Sassafras. So not saw. Soto. There we go. Cartier. Who would I say is my number one stream sniper? Number one as in best, or number one as in does it the most? I don't know. I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings or boost anyone's ego. We're all friendly, except for that guy who gave me a knuckle sandwich. This whole sidewalk is just covered in like sand. It's pronounced Soto. Thank you again. Hey, Mumu Trade, Canada's best U.S. stock trading platform. Really? What are your FX rates? No trading fees? What's your journaling fee for Norbert's Gambit? Do you even offer that? You're really the best. My basic ass will just stick to Wealth Simple and Quest Trade like everyone else. Johnny is a man of the people. This is Bloor. Yorkville Village that way. We can't get a good look at it because there's not a whole lot to see that way, but it's there. Terry says everyone wants to slip and sue the businesses. Fortunately, in Canada, we're not super litigious like the States because you don't get giant settlements or judgments in your favor when you sue over that type of thing. Usually it's all just covered by insurance. Oh, you can't go to work? Okay, we'll cover lost wages and then some. You're not really going to see big punitive damages. There's the Manulife Center. Yeah, I saw they held the rate. All right, thank you, John Rocks. So my margin account will remain at 4.45%. I'm okay with that. Hey, Bay Bloor Radio is just over there. I believe it's open to the person who was questioning if it still was or not. Hey, Aya, with the super sticker. Thank you so much for that, and thank you for your membership as well. Cheers to you. As I struggle to flip the camera, this is Bloor Street West, downtown. Terry says that was me. Like I said, I have the memory of a goldfish. I would say freedom and kudo. have held up excellently tonight. Kudo's 5G is capped at 250 megabits per second, and they cap their upload at around 50, but it tends to give you like full speed with a decent ping most of the time. Whereas Fido gives you 5G up to a gigabyte per second, but they don't give you the 5G plus that Rogers users get, so they kind of kneecap it in a very different way. I don't know anything about Virgin, how that competes or compares to Bell. But I think between Kudo and Fido, which I'm test driving, as long as I don't pick up that Rogers win-back offer, I'll probably stick with Kudo as my second provider. Hey, it's Aritzia and Lulu, big Canadian retailers. How was my day? My day was good. Finishing up by going on this live stream. Thank you again, Aya. There's a new billboard at Dundas Square. We'll have to check it out. Do I need Starlink? No. All four of the networks are quite good in Toronto. Bell, Rogers, Freedom, and TELUS. Oh, so it's a brand new video board, Lisa? That's actually kind of neat. Where are they even cramming it? Alright, I don't know what tomorrow's plans are for videos. There's a cop parking parallel to another cop, just blocking traffic. Look at that driver behind them is like, huh, what do I do? And they've got their lights on solid. Is he gonna go around? Just go around him at this point. Move it. He could have parked in front of the other cop, both in the bike lane, gotten out of his car, and just had a little chit chat the old-fashioned way. Yes, finally, someone honked. As that one cop just chills in the bike lane. I would love to see parking enforcement come and drop him a ticket. That would be pretty sweet. But anyways, we're going to be wrapping this up. I don't know if I'm going to post a video tomorrow. I think I have a members video to post. I also have a short I can post that I made during this stream. And I might do another live stream. I don't know. There's only one way to find out. But I want to thank everyone for tuning in, mods, Patreon supporters, channel members, everyone who sent support. You guys are awesome. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell, and all that fun jazz. Thank you, Gertej, Chantel, Alicia, Jeanette, Lysel, Aya, and everyone else. Have a good night, eh? Yoink.